Welcome to the To Your Success podcast, hosted by Krista Johnson and Elin Solheim. Each bi-weekly episode takes a deep dive into how success and freedom is created and how you can start living the life you truly want now. Krista was top CEO of international companies for more than 20 years. He's done business in most parts of the world. Now he is an international success mentor, helping people and organizations to be successful. Elin and Krista are partners in life and business. They truly live what they teach every day. They sail their beautiful 43-footer around the world while helping clients all over the world. They are proof that you can get all the freedom you've ever wanted. They truly live what they teach every single day.
Hello everyone and warm welcome to the To Your Success podcast. I am Krista Johnson, mentor, and with me today my business partner and wife, Elin Solheim. Warm welcome, Elin. It's good to have you back.
Thank you. Thank you. It's good to be here too. It's good to be here together with you. So today we are going to talk about goals. And I know for myself how important goals are, but why is goals so important? Can you let us know why is it so important?
Yeah, for me, it's like everything. When people ask me, "Who are you, Krista?" and I don't know them, then I say, "I am me and my goals," or "I am my goals."
What is the reaction then when you say that?
They don't get it, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I don't tell everyone that, but why goals are so important? I can use Robert Heinlein, who said this. In absence of clearly defined goals, people become strangely loyal to performing daily trivia until they ultimately become enslaved by it. And that is what happens, When you don't have a goal, you have no direction. You live your life like you think others want you to live your life. You live your life based on what you think others expect. And it's more like you're just like floating around. With a goal, you get a direction. It's like, this is what I want. And for many people, and we, Elin and I, and our sales team, we talk to a lot of people about goals. And because that is the most important thing. So we ask, when we get to know people, we ask, what are your goals? For many, not for many, but for some, it can be really difficult to set a goal. And, feel inside and be honest, this is what I want.
And I kind of, when I talk to people, I'm a little bit surprised that there is so many people out there that doesn't have a goal. They live a life without a clear goal on where they want to be and who they want to become. And why is that? How can people live without a goal? For me, it's...
Well, I think we can relate to our lives some years back in time too. But for me, I remember that the last year when I studied at university and I was about to graduate with my master's in economics and management, I set a goal. I said to myself that before I'm 40, I'm going to be CEO of a large international corporation. And I have reflected that first now that I work with it every day. I help people and you help people. We help people all over the world living their full life every day. And we have calls with people. Our Diamond League clients, for instance, I talk to on phone, one-on-one, and with others too. And so we talked about how can people actually live without goals. I think I always have done it actually, because in my personal life, I always had goals. And also for all the businesses I have been in charge of, we have had very, very clearly defined goals. And the times we were really successful in business, we had high goals. We had no idea how to reach them. I think when you live without goals, you get stuck. I think what happens is that at the beginning, you kind of live your life like you are expected, meaning that in the Western world, you go to college, you go to university, and then you find someone to stay with, and maybe you have a family, and then you have a dog, and then you have a car, and then of course you have a job. And then you kind of get stuck in the hamster wheel where you just run and run and run and run, and you are enslaved by daily trivia. You look at the same TV programs, you read the same newspapers, you do the same thing over and over and over again. You go to that job, and everyone tells you that you should be happy because you should have a happy life, and you should live a good life because everyone else do. And then like people and you and me come in and say, then, well, what do you actually want?
It scares some people.
Some are scared by that, and they are not prepared to getting that question. And that's interesting when they book a call with us and they haven't prepared that we should ask them what they truly want. But then we help them through that. Very, very often, goals, it boils down to freedom. And freedom is an emotional thing. And we talked about that in episode 2. What is success, and success is freedom. It's very, very important to understand freedom. Freedom is not something you have. It's not something you get. It's something you take. I am free. In our relationship, freedom is very, very important. To let the other person be free. You want to do that, that's okay. And freedom of time, freedom of emotion, being emotionally free to do what you want. And then also, of course, financial freedom. But I think it all boils down to the emotional freedom, and that is the most important goal. A lot of people, they want to travel, they want to have time to explore things in life, to be able to work with what they really like, and then maybe help others. Like we are very motivated by helping others. Just set your goal. Write down what you truly want. If you don't know what you truly want, write down what you don't want. Okay. I often say that, and it could be a long list, just to clarify what you truly want.
What does it really take? What kind of work do you have to do? What does it take to reach your goal? What do you have to do every day?
Well, to set your goal first, then, is to know where you are. And to know where you are, you use your 5 physical senses. We often talk about the 5 physical senses: see, hear, taste, or smell. Right? You see, you hear, you smell, you taste, and you touch. That is where you are. And the beauty of those 5 physical senses, their only job is to find out where you are right now. They have nothing to do with how you accomplish your goal. What you experience here and now has nothing to do with the future. So where you are, and then you find out where you want to go. What do you really want? High up there. Oh, that would be nice. Like we had a goal once. Well, I had a goal, and I was kind of strict on you and said that if we shall live together, then you have to join me sailing around the world, because that was really important and very, very strong goal for me. And I had to wait for some years because Thomas, your youngest son, we had to wait for him leaving the house, and he started studying. And I felt like a tiger in cage. I fight like this animal, and I write about that in my book too. Because I was so ready for freedom. So I said, if you're not going to join me sailing around the world, we cannot be together. It won't work. So luckily you joined me then, and now we are doing it. Sorry?
Luckily I said yes.
Luckily you said yes.
Yeah.
And I'm happy for that. And then, of course, reaching a goal comes with a price. What do you have to do? And you don't have to know exactly that now. Where are you, where you want to go, but you have to accept to pay the price. Willing to do it. Making the committed decision, this is what I want. A good story about that. Well, there are 2 stories actually. One is about President Kennedy, and he wanted to create this rocket that will carry a man to the moon and bring him safely back to Earth. He wanted to go to the moon. He wanted America to go to the moon. It was, of course, to show that America was a leading country in technology. And it was another thing. It was that he realized that America as a country needed a goal, a big goal that they could stretch. And he asked Dr. Werner von Braun, who at that time was the head of NASA, the space organization, the American Space Organization. And he asked that, Dr. Braun, what does it take to build a rocket that will carry a man to the moon and bring him safely back to Earth? And Dr. Braun, German heritage, rocket engineer, very mechanical in his thinking, and he said, all it takes is the will to do it, Mr. President. The will to do it is what we need. And that is actually the price of reaching a goal. And then Kennedy, he did a smart thing because he made the committed decision that they wanted to do that. And as a politician, he held a public speech, radio, TV, 1962. And he said, we're not going to do this because it's easy. We're going to do this because it's hard, because we as a nation need to do this. And they did. In 1969, they did. A more present example is, and I use that a lot, also because on our boat, we enjoy a wonderful technology called Starlink, which via satellite gives us broadband, really fast broadband all over the world, wherever we go, wherever we sail. And I looked into that company. It's owned by Elon Musk and it's owned by SpaceX. And actually this morning I saw a video when they did this amazing thing that they do. So SpaceX, they wanted to give broadband to the world, high-speed broadband to the world, and they realized two obstacles, two things. First was that satellites had to be really big because they were up in the atmosphere and they were expensive. And the other, when you send a rocket through the atmosphere, it will burn, it will be destroyed, it will burn up on the way down. So they thought, well, is it possible to do this different? They found out quite fast that they actually could send up these satellites and build really small satellites by putting them up under the atmosphere. So they had solved that problem. But one big problem was still there. It's really expensive to lose a rocket, and the rockets are really expensive. Look at the rocket engine, just look at everything there. So they thought, and they visualized, can we land the rocket? Oh, that's cool. No one had ever done that. Well, that's cool. But they used their imagination. They set the goal, they used their imagination, and they tried 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 and they tried. Over and over and over again. And they never failed because they learned every time. Every time a rocket crashed, boom, they learned. Every time. And now they do it. And some years ago they did it. So they actually land the rockets. They set that goal, the will to do it. And if you go on SpaceX now, you can see that it takes about 8 minutes. They launch the rocket, they send up, they release 25 satellites, small satellites, in like a train up there, and then they land the rocket. And it's just so cool to see. No one had thought it, but they did it because they decided they wanted to do it. The price to do it. And very often the price to do it is to challenge your fears, is to have discipline, and is to have focus. That is the only thing.
Is it always a lot of work to reach a goal, or can it be effortless as well?
Well, there is a universal principle called the effortless way. And it governs everything in physics. A universal principle governs everything in physics from the path of a planet. I think that we cannot see galaxies, but that there is a path of galaxies as well. And maybe a path of solar systems because the universe is so big. And so it governs everything from the path of a planet to a pulse of light, which is the smallest thing. Like, this small thing of light, which is just energy. And, to reach a goal, we use the same principle. The same principle, effortless way. And the same principle for us humans to reach a goal the effortless way is what we call to use assumption. Assumption is that we assume without physical proof that we can do it. I know I can, I know I can, I know I can, I know I can.
Just believe.
Right? Yeah. Just believe, right? Believe you can. And then you think and act like the person you want to be. You set the goal, you see yourself and how your life is in that goal, and then you think and act like that person every day. So, and the principle of effortless is like, how does a flower, I often use that example, how does a flower or a small tree grow through the tarmac or through a concrete or asphalt or anything? It uses exactly the same principle. It goes where it's least resistance, right? So do we. Least resistance, does it feel good? Then I do it. If it doesn't feel good, then I don't do it. And every time I'm afraid of something, I have to do it immediately. Because I know that who I truly want to be is on the other side of that terror barrier. Oh, I'm afraid. And that's the price, It's actually the price. That is what you have to do. The 4 things we do: set high goals, make fast decisions, listen to those that have done what we truly want, and always invest in ourselves. We have a mentor, right? We visited our mentor in August. This podcast is a result of that. They said, we think you shall make a full podcast, and we just accepted the idea and we did it. And we're very happy about that now. And every time, and always invest in ourselves. We're going back to the States in January, for instance, because we want to grow, we want to grow, we want to grow. Even for me, my book is a bestseller on Amazon. I teach this every day to people. I help people every day. Still, doing number 4, always invest in yourself, is a critical thing. It's not enough to do only the 3. It's not enough to set high goals and make fast decisions. You have to listen to people that have done what you truly want. That means that you cannot listen to the people that you are surrounded by now unless they have the same goal. It's very, very important to be in an environment and in an energy of people that can help you. And then always invest in yourself. And then willingness to do it. And that is what we see very often when we talk to prospects and when we have strategic goals, the willingness to do it.
I think a lot of people are scared of like going through that fear barrier, or what you can call it. They are scared when they get there. So it feels more safe to just stay where they are and just go on with their life, being busy, not doing something that will really get them to where they want to go. It feels more like people are scared. A lot of people are scared. They don't want to change. They want it, but they are not willing to go through that change.
I think that is because they haven't understood the purpose of fear. Why are we afraid? And fear is fear, and that is all there is to it. Fear is just the emotion of our excuses. And when we grow and we set the goal, and the purpose of the goal is who you become on the way to the goal. The brain is a funny machine. It's a funny organ. The brain actually releases dopamine in your body, and dopamine is the happy hormone. It releases dopamine on your way to the goal. When you have reached it, it's like, I'm done. It's like, okay, did this. What's next? What's next? And that is the purpose of the goal. And when we set the goal, as you said, 1% better every day, step by step, we grow into that person we want to be. And that is the purpose of the goal. The purpose of the goal is the journey to the goal, who you become. And who do you become? Not only how you physically look, it's about how you think, how you feel, how you act, what you do. That is what it is about. And when people are afraid, the hamster wheel that we talk a lot about, that is the comfort zone. And for many people, they rather be safely unhappy than being afraid and happy. They don't understand that that stretching is a part of the deal, that actually fear is an emotion that you can like. It's like, oh, I'm scared. Why am I scared of this? And that every time I'm afraid of something, it's a standing order to myself that then I have to do it immediately. And sometimes I wish I was not afraid, because then I could procrastinate. It's like, do it. Because when you push yourself out of the comfort zone, the next zone is the fear zone, and the old you will create a battle there to hold you back. I don't dare. But then we say, then you should do it. Because the life you truly want to have, your goal, is on the other side of that terror barrier. And sometimes it's a royal battle. It's a big battle, But then you just push through and you say, okay, I'm going to do it no matter what.
Yeah. So, Christer, how badly do you want your goal?
I can say that I'm very excited thinking about being in the goal, and there is no alternative not going there. No. And I'm so happy and grateful for what I have, and I'm so eager for more. I'm so eager for more that I'm bored in the comfort zone. I enjoy being in the fear zone. I push myself all the time, and I want more. So no, I don't see an alternative not going to the goal. And I have a tendency that when I know I can reach the goal, then I increase it. Not when I have reached it, but when I know I can. then I increase my goals. But that I have trained myself thinking about goals and also mastering the art. I would call it the art of having really big goals, because just to set a high goal, it can stress you out, but when you master it, when you get used to setting goals, then you calm down and you just focus on your activities to reach the goal. What about your goals, Elin?
My goals are the reason why I wake up in the morning and I think that, yes, this is another day. I can get a little bit closer to my goals.
Yeah.
So yeah. I cannot imagine anymore to live a life without goals. I have my goal card. I carry it with me all the time, and I think about it all the time, and it's become a part of me. And I was actually thinking this morning that maybe I should change my goal card a little bit, because make it bigger. But I'm still comfortable with the big goal I have now. So
maybe you should increase it then to not be so
comfortable
with the goal. Because you're comfortable and you are. I mean, it's easier for me as a choleric. We talked about personalities. In episode 3, we talked about personalities, and it's easier for me as a choleric to do that because I make fast decisions and you have to think about it. But then don't think about how to reach the goal. If it feels like something you are worth, my goal is an idea that uses you, and that's cool too. I'm so happy and grateful for the idea that uses me. Then increase the goal.
But as a melancholic, the point is that to reach a goal, I need to check that box. Reached. Now I can get to the next goal.
Yeah, but then you have forgot the purpose of the goal.
Yeah, I know. So that's why I'm thinking of changing it.
Yeah,
I'm ready.
So my goal card changes. Well, at the beginning, when I started working with goals many years ago, I changed my goal every 3-4 weeks. I have a list of all my goal cards I write them in Word. But now they are much more focused, because at the beginning I had small goals. We have A goals, we have B goals, and we have C goals. A goal is what you know you can reach. B goal is what you think you can reach. And C goals I have no idea how to reach it. So as you work with this over time, you get more and more used to setting C goals, and then only have that. And then you know that all the small goals, A goals and B goals, you will reach them on the way to your big C goals. And it's you just train yourself. And then all you have to do to set the goal is to accept the idea, yes, I can. Just radically accept it. Boom, I know. This is what I want. This is cool. All right. Good. Well, thank you, everyone, for joining us on this important, I would say. This is important. Goals are really important because they give your life direction, right? This is what I want. Then. And instead of going in circles, you get a direction. So listen to it again, over and over again. And if you're new to this and you're curious, visit our website, christerjohnson.com. Send us an email at hello@christerjohnson.com if you want to reach out. And we can have a talk about how we can help you. So I wish you all a wonderful day. Thank you, Elin.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of To Your Success podcast. Please leave us a rating and review on your favorite podcast platform. For more information on how Christa's mentoring programs can help you in your own life, visit christerjohnson.com.